I like the Ogre Mirana lanes. Those are very potent. Any hero laning with Mirana that can set up the arrow just makes the lane that much scarier. Definitely something I could see coming. Interesting Dark Willow pick. This just feels like something kind of comfort pick oriented because it's not like it's amazing against any of the J-Storm heroes. The root, it's just kind of like, well, meh. Nothing stands out about this being an amazing Dark Willow game to me, at least.
No, I don't really think that the Fear has any real advantages. I don't really think you're going to be able to like solo kill a Gyrocopter later on in the game with the Bedlam. Just seems like comfort.
Lina picked up. We do see some 4th position Lina, so not the Mirana, but perhaps Lina laning with the Ogre. It's a follow-up stun, essentially.
Mars.
And now the Dark Willow makes more sense.
Yes.
It's less about countering, it's more about synergy. Dark Willow with Mars, great combo there.
Last time they had Mars, they had a support Venge with it.
Okay.
So they changed that up a little bit.
Venge, what was the other support they had with it?
Undying.
Okay, so same Undying.
Yeah, I mean, you can't escape the arena. You know, you get those the tombstones just outside the arena. You're stacking up the zombies.
And I think they specifically picked the Mars against Gyrocopter last time they did it because you block all the flak with the arena wall.
Ooh.
So if Gyrocopter's on the inside or the outside, no way the attacks are hitting everyone.
Yep.
Let me in.
Let me in. And then, yeah, the terrorize synergy that you mentioned, just forcing whoever's inside the arena to keep bumping into the walls.
Yep. Now, the question is, Gyrocopter and Moo, what's that combo like? Assuming that he is going to be the one playing it.
We'll have to see. Yeah, I feel like J-Storm can go a lot of directions with their last pick, because Lina could be a mid or a 4th position. Gyro can be a mid or a safe laner, so they can pick a carry, a mid, or a 4th position. Probably they're picking a 1 or a 2, though, I would say.
I'm leaning towards a mid. I think 9 needs that last pick, which is why they opted for it with the coin toss, correct, Shiver?
Yeah, they went for the last pick over, over first pick / side.
Yeah, so I would think that's in the best interest of your mid player 9.
Yeah, I guess it's more if it falls into place that it suddenly becomes a good, like Gyro has a good mid matchup.
Yeah, sure.
And you know, some of the heroes that kind of drow, maybe carries that can get on top of her, for example.
They're having a lot of fun
Brax
there.
is just chuckling away. He was like, dude, you remember that tri-lane that we did? That was sick.
Spirits are high. How much impact does the first game have on a series? Because if J-Storm win this game, that would mean that we had 2 times in a row a reverse sweep on the series.
It's true.
I wonder if that has any significance. It probably doesn't, but that's how my brain works. It likes to overthink everything.
I mean, in the previous series, 65-minute game or whatever, I'm pretty sure it had some effect on Alliance.
It felt like in some ways, a psychological win for TNC.
Exactly.
Even losing that game, it was just like...
Did this dude just buy a refresher on Omni Knight just to make us not win?
He sold half his items. He sold his boots. He didn't have boots.
He just had the
to
axe.
save
That
the
is, yeah.
Oh,
that wasn't
okay.
crazy. Oh,
Back to
there's the
Lycan.
Lycan again.
Oh, okay.
After a Death Prophet pick. So Liquid going for kind of a tempo mid that can just take objectives, take towers, take Roge, and then J-Storm. Believe in the Lycan, it'll be 9 playing it this time around.
9 Lycan.
Yeah, but I mean, Lycan against Mars is still not that great, right? As in for Lycan.
For sure.
Obviously, that's the only thing.
A way better Lycan game. Last Lycan game, there was all this stun, the catch, heroes like Sanking that was hard to play against, the Puck with the Axe, Dreamcall, Chronosphere. This game, the lockdown and control is way less. It does feel like a better pick. At the same time, I know Fog mentioned it, he feels like this here is a little bit mediocre. So... this is the test, because it's a way better Lycan game, so if this hero is viable, it needs to work here. 10th pick, it's meant to win J-Storm in the game.
But how are they going to lane it? Because is 9 then going to be playing on the safe lane, or is Lycan going to play against DP? Lycan against DP is not an option, is it?
I
feels
don't
very,
know.
very
Actually, I've never seen that mid lane matchup before.
Yeah, so it has to be Gyro DP.
I think Lycan can maybe go mid.
Why
I'm
not let
sure.
9 play the Gyro, seeing as Moo just played the Lycan?
Yeah,
maybe they
confiscated it from Moo.
Well, no,
you
they
can't
wanted
be trusted.
they wanted the dual core. They wanted and the Lycan and the Gyro, and they, it was like, who's good? Because otherwise, 9's playing the Gyro. But
Right.
then he's mid.
Yeah. So
I
whoever's
guess
going
what you're
mid, I would
saying.
feel you would just give it to 9 because
I think Fear's like, Moo, you're liking.
sucked.
You gotta play Gyro now.
I'm gonna play Warlock. I'm gonna carry your ass. I'm gonna heal you all day long. It's all under control.
Well, we'll find out. I wanna hear from you guys for this game. Like, who do you favor? Because game 3, you know, one team deserves upper bracket, the other team deserves lower bracket. Who deserves what?
Even though they don't have that many stuns on Liquid, I see Yule's builders, and so between Death Prophet and Dark Willow, and then Dark Willow's root, and the arena, I still think that this Lycan is going to struggle to do what he wants to do.
Okay.
So I'm leaning Liquid.
That's all well and true, but NA Dota is the truth. J-Storm,
Yes.
they got it.
I forgot.
I mean, you're Australian. I just want to sometimes put that in there so that you're still, you know,
I'm unbiased. That's so, you know, when Grant says it, you're like, it's Grant. No, I'm unbiased.
KP already won.
All right. Well, let's find out what's going to happen in the third game. It is over to LD and Fogged.
It's over to the true North Americans, the true believers. We've been there
Hell
since
yeah.
the beginning. We're not just North Americans of convenience. We're North Americans, you know, through thick and thin. And it has been rather thin lately. But we're on the way up. 3 teams in the upper bracket here, Giannis.
Yeah.
Are you putting all your marbles on J-Storm this time around?
Ooh, all my marbles. I don't know.
A few of your
Got a lot of
marble
marbles.
or 2, perhaps.
Let's see. Mars. I'm just curious about. I know why they like it. I think it's versus the gyrocopter. I think overall they like to block the flak kind of hits like that. It's a really good like separator of the team fights as well. So you kind of like match these cooldowns. And Liquid, as you were talking about last game too, is they like their team fight a lot, right? So yeah, they're gonna go for this. And I mean it's different. I like Drow Ranger overall as a hero. So I'm just most excited to see how this one how these two lineups actually play versus each other, because they both have, I feel like, counters to each other. Like Mars versus Gyro, Gyro versus Undying. I think Gyro versus Mars also in a way can be painful if they're versing each other in lane, which they're dodging. I think this is a cool move here.
Who is the ultimate counter? We will see. But yeah, it is the Koikfa DP off lane. So as you mentioned, I guess they anticipate the 9 Lycan going mid, correctly so, and they're going to send the Mars there.
Yeah, I think this is a good thing to do with the Mars at least, because you're going to guarantee that he gets good experience and levels like that. Could be a little... Actually, no, not concerned for the Death Prophet. I was going to say if it was more of a kill-threatening lane, I could be more concerned for the Death Prophet, but it's a Gyro Warlock, so it's like they're not going to set up kills on you.
I don't see very much Warlock either nowadays.
No, not really.
How do you feel about this hero?
Super strong still. I think it's always going to be a very similar hero, and you have one of the best counter-initiating spells in the game. And Fatal Bonds is still... It's still Fatal Bonds. You have Gyrocopter with it as well, so you have really good synergy.
Yeah, good laning
like
support, very tanky.
Yeah.
Can trade hits pretty effectively. Although, as I say that, Taiga is taking it to Fear. Lots of auto attack harass.
I don't like the positioning where Fear was at the start. I think maybe he did that at first and just got caught on the side and couldn't move, but he was playing on the side, which just allowed Taiga to set up this barrier and hit him like 7 times. I think if he plays on this the lane right there, that's a much better option, because then Taiga can't just walk over and hit him. He'll get hit by the gyro freely. So I think playing on the left side or playing behind the gyro for the Warlock is the ideal positioning.
All right, the one lane we haven't really looked at yet, the bottom lane, J-Storm. Putting some early pressure here on Mickey on the Drow, who has been one of the kind of carries of the tournament in terms of stock rising. Obviously, we've seen Drows like this pseudo Morphling counter, had some successes, had some pretty abysmal failures. Up against a pretty aggressive dual lane, the double stun combo.
Yeah, very strong lane. They're lucky that they have an Undying. Undying might go down here, though.
Sania in trouble. He's got the Mango, he's got the Soul Rip, and he is going to make it back.
Oh. Huh. Moose went for his nuke at level 2 instead of going for Fiery Soul. I never see that on the 4-position Linas. You end up pumping out way more damage just with Fiery Soul from your right clicks.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason to go that, I guess, is if you think you can just get a burst kill.
Yeah.
But the auto attacks are insane with Lina's high attack range.
Yeah, you can actually, you can hit anybody back. Undying can't do anything to you, so... Yeah, bit strange to see him go for that ability instead of going for Fiery Soul as the Suicide from Undying.
What our mid lane?
It was not past the 30-second threshold, so Moose gets the bonus gold for it.
Oof. Boots for Moose, and that's going to be trouble for this lane, actually. Top lane, Fear taking a beating and going down. Quick kill there. The flak shots coming out from Moo.
Loving this lane setup by Liquid. Like, mid lane is going fantastic because it's a...
there's a spear.
Oh,
in fact, there is a God's Rebuke. Not enough. But yeah, that lane's going great, as you were going to say.
Yep. This one's going great. Top, they should be able to put pressure on the gyro. And as we were mentioning, Koikfa's unlikely to die. I guess maybe if he's caught out of really far out of position with a missile, it can happen. But even then, they can both hit the missile and just kill it really quickly as double range. So, yeah, good lane setup. And then they have the Undying soaking the pressure bottom versus that Ogre Lina, which is a very strong lane in its own.
Could we see an adjustment from J-Storm, or do you see them pretty locked into their lanes at this point?
I think they're pretty locked here, yeah. I don't think that the Warlock doesn't move. Lina's the only one that can move, but you don't want to move. You want to be trying to put pressure onto Drow Ranger. As they now will connect the stun bottom. Damage on Mickey.
And they get the kill. Moo's going to go down. The trade is there with Mickey, so a support for a carry. Sania giving the zombie punch to Brax, who will back away.
Bit greedy there by Insania. Rather than soul ripping and healing the Drow, he just like goes for the kill on the Lina. That's like a, I want the money. I think that's the same thing he was doing in the AA earlier. He's just,
yeah, that game was
hit.
won though. This game is definitely not won.
Yeah, that one was. Maybe I guess he was a little bit out of. No, he was actually in range. Now I look at it too. So.
Keep the pressure up on Mickey. This time he gets the soul rip right away. But the Lina harass. I mean, you could see that point of fire he saw already paying huge dividends. Has the boots now.
Yeah. I mean, that Fiery Soul is insane. It's one of, and this is very random, but it's one of the top picked abilities in ability draft for a reason as well. Like some of these like A tier, S tier abilities are just, yeah.
Sania in danger now. He's way out in the middle of nowhere. Doesn't have a TP scroll. Lina stun comes through, and the kill goes to Brax. So that should grant him his phase boots. And the harass and the pressure is only going to ramp up. Drow doesn't even have boots yet.
Yeah, still farming pretty decent on Mickey. 23 last hits. Gyro only has 16. Moo is actually getting pressured quite a bit more up top in comparison. And mid lane, Boxy was doing fantastic, but Lycan is still Lycan, so Lycan is able to just back up. You're going to get your last hits as a Lycan. You have the Wolves.
It has been spending a fair amount of time in the jungle here.
Yeah.
Just letting Boxy see us freely.
But he's got the level advantage already as a Lycan, so he knows that he can actually farm the jungle a bit more efficiently.
Are they going to give the lane to Fear or Moo or something?
I think they might. I think he's getting a little bit like intimidated out of that top lane. Right now he's farming. Oof, that always feels bad as a Gyro. You're farming through level 2 barrage. You're just hitting some jungle creeps with it.
Yeah, it's spread between like 3 creeps.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great. You know you're getting pressured really hard in your safe lane if that's the case.
Gyro wants to be making this rotation like 3 to 4 minutes from now, ideally.
Yeah, he wants to have that early 6.
Couple points in flat cannon. Call down as well. Here comes the action bottom. Onto Mickey. Trapped out. They get the heal out. Mars arrives though. He throws out the spear, impales Brax. It's a tanky ogre. Not tanky enough. Good rotation.
They're body blocking 9.
9 trying to get in there, but Liquid say 9. And he gets out. Moo's trying to run. Boxy's got a spear soon. Bulwark. Not enough.
And
but the follow-up is there with Insania from the Soul Rip.
Man, fighting inside of those areas is gonna. It seems like it's gonna be really hard for J-Storm. Just tombstone down, the walls are blocked up, and you're just trapped with zombies, and you just can't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally was the zombie apocalypse.
That's not a coliseum anyone wants to be fighting inside.
No. It's definitely a cool combo that's going to be coming on. Sure, Lycan. You look at Lycan, you're like, versus Drow Ranger, excellent hero, if you can get on top of him, but have to be able to get on top. So great, I mean, actually, just amazing TP there by Boxy, setting up for that.
This has to be one of the best starts I've ever seen for a Mars in a pro game. Like, Boxy is almost level 7, has his phase boots, leader in net worth, helping turn that bottom lane around. He's going to be impactful this game.
He's a Mars picker. He loves the hero. He's one of the pros that was still playing it when like everybody started kind of phasing it out. Liquid would still, well, Alliance at the time would still pick it a lot.
Taiga's diving top. He runs right into the gyro, though. He will run away into the Shadow Realm. They try to turn this around with the Brambles. They commit the Quick for ult. Exorcism out. Moo trying to get back to safety.
They
won't
want
be able to
both.
make it. He's going for Fear as well. Diving him under the tower. No backup for J-Storm. And Fear is going to live.
Looks like they want to try to get some tower damage. This isn't Fatal Bonds will hurt Quick for a bit.
He's going to keep on pushing, though.
Yep.
Fear sticking around, just hitting those creeps where he can. And they are going to start bringing 9 towards top. He's got his ultimate. Shapeshift at the ready.
Insania.
He is shapeshifting. He's diving towards Taiga, and like you mentioned, Insania also caught out, but the Mars rotation comes again. Boxy low on mana here, though. He can't use any of his spells. No spear, no rebuke, and no dice for him. But yeah, that Lycan Chive happens. Taiga with the brambles. Can he make it out? 9's ult is going to end, but the creeps are there. And Koikfa going to try to chase him down. Doesn't have a Spirit Siphon, only a level 2 Crypt Swarm. We'll back away.
Both mids are kind of doing like these mirror movements. Boxy keeps trying to defend bottom. 1-9 tries to make aggressive moves on the opposing side.
He's got a clarity now, so trying to get the mana pool up.
Mika is just desperately trying to find that level 6. Once he hits 6 on the Drow, he's just back. He just goes in and starts one-shotting some jungle creeps, and we'll be able to catch up in that farm very easily.
And for now, the bottom tower very healthy, so their jungle is, I don't want to say completely safe, but more secure. J-Storm, though, are trying to pressure and end this tower ASAP. They bring Mu down.
He has no other home. I think he has to come down here. I like this move. This is the only place that he can really go. Top is bad, and he can't jungle yet.
Yeah, Exorcism's going to be ready soon if they want to try for that tier 1 top. But already, Brack's going to work here. Mu and Moos combining.
Boxy does not have a TP available, so he's actually going to walk toward bottom. We have Bounty Rune spawning as well, so first he's going to check Power Rune. Not there. He won't get lucky with any of those.
Won't be able to get either of those bounties, and he's not going to contest bottom. He heads back towards the jungle, sweeps around. Okay, maybe he is going bottom, but...
He's unsure.
Yeah, hoping to find some sort of initiation.
He wanted to, looks like he wanted to go for bottom, but I don't think his team was ready to react. And, I mean, Mu just moved from top lane where he was dying and goes down bottom, gets a full creep wave or 2, and gets a tower for himself, so...
Suddenly level 6.
Yeah, very needed for him.
And DP is going to take a tier 1 top. So Koikfa will get that with backup from Insania and Taiga. And Mickey is off to the jungle now. So both teams, pretty defensive play here as we enter the mid game. It was a very aggressive start. But Liquid take this opportunity to smoke.
Look at the map there now. There's what, 4, 5 wards by Liquid? Is that 0 by J-Storm at the moment? Does have 0 wards on the map right now?
They've got 1 in Fear's inventory, but they'd probably have liked to have 1 for Moose. He's going to drop.
Yeah, they have no information at all on the map right now. All they have is that Brax is pushing bottom, so he's like, nobody's down here, but why would anyone be down there anyway when there's no tower? So, yeah, right now playing with no wards. Fear does have the 1, but...
They're going to smoke. They have the Chaotic Offering. They have to call down soon.
They smoked on the ward. That was spotted by Team Liquid.
They're still going to try to take this fight. The whole team is arriving for J-Storm. And Liquid want to fight into this. At least they're thinking about it. They have the Terrorize as well. Quick stun on Insania on the Undying, but he does have the Soul Rip. Heals himself up. Rock. The Mars ult comes through. The Rock deployed. All the AoE spells coming out with a nice Terrorize, forcing them into the walls of the Mars ulti. They're all getting ever so low. Taiga doing massive work there. But is it enough? J-Storm surviving.
Koikfa?
And now Koikfa in all kinds of trouble. He's going to end up having to run away. That combo of just like the Chaotic Offering with the Fatal Bonds and the Gyro is so much AoE.
Yeah, Fear got... how did Fear even get... Did you see where he approached from? In the river, you see a Warlock just walking up and dropping a rock from the left side, from the Radiant side. Got the perfect angle, perfect Fatal Bonds, gets everybody. We saw the combo come out. I don't know how I overlooked this one. It's one of my favorites, but the Willow-Mars combo comes out. They bounce off the walls, but it's just not quite enough when...
They had no follow-up damage at all. Like, the Drow's dead. There's no DP, damage coming out in that fight. And it looks cool, but it doesn't amount to much.
Yeah. Just a perfect wraparound by J-Storm. Even though Team Liquid saw it with the ward. Yeah. Insania was playing very aggressively forward to, like, just expect it. Like Insania was just standing there. His ult wore off, and then they just got wrapped on. So they will put down a ward. That one should have been spotted by Team Liquid as well, as they warded on top of that one.
Definitely looks like J-Storm are in more fighting shape right now. They get 9 into the enemy woods. He's going to start taking over, building towards the Necro. They got the Midas up on the Ogre.
Yeah, Drow not really ready to... Drow, one of those heroes that you require more items. Like Gyro, sure, you want items, same thing with like Lycan, but the heroes on J-Storm, I feel like at the moment, if they just click their abilities with a Fatal Bond, you'll have a better chance than versus Liquid, which they need a little bit more time. The Death Prophet, sure, that's one of those where you don't need that many items to just dish out your damage, but Drow absolutely do. As we have a replay of the exact same thing, it looks like. Just a nice little picture-in-picture to catch that action from the Ogre.
All right, very nice.
It was mostly just to identify that Brax had the Midas. I think that's what we were trying to look at there, and then he's about to use it, and we're excited.
It's always exciting when you're an Ogre with a Midas.
Eventually.
We saw the 30-minute Midas Ogre from Fada. Ended up, like, above the enemy 3 by the end of the game.
Oh.
In that 70-minute game. Yeah, but that's a
yeah, I mean,
there was some Dota Summit math that like it's guaranteed you get the second Midas with the multicast.
you have to prime it. You have to cast other spells first.
I guess so.
So both teams backing up, getting themselves a little bit of farm. It looks like finishing up maybe that one item. Quakefoot now does have Yules. But the book is finished up for 9. Definitely look to fight. Book 3 is obviously the big timing for Lycan in most games, but I think even more so versus Death Prophet because you can use the Dispel. You use a little Dispel to pull her out of the Yules if she tries to defensively Yules herself a lot of times. Very strong versus Ghost Lady.
Just seems like Liquid may have trouble in some of these upcoming fights. Like J-Storm's lineup very easy to execute with the big ultimates.
Yeah.
You know, plus the reliable stuns, and Liquid pretty reliant on this Mars to set everything up.
Pretty much, yeah.
So Boxy is getting close to that blink.
And he needs a Blink Dagger is the other thing too. He's not some just like natural initiator that doesn't need one. In this game he absolutely does, so that his Drow and his Death Prophet can get the space.
He sees the push coming. Looks like he wants to cut the wave.
Oh, I'm so excited. I cannot believe I overlooked the wall combo with the Dark Willow. I talked about it like so much when Mars was first getting introduced.
It looked like a pinball machine, but nobody's dying.
Yeah. I mean, the hero Mars got nerfed a lot, right? So
Yeah.
it was absurd at first. As J-Storm looking to get aggressive here. I think get down some wards. They have 2 defensive wards at the moment, but that's about it right now.
They're going to collapse on mid. It's only an Undying. But if they get that kill, they'll likely transition into a tower push. Insania does scout out the Ogre. They've got their own wards. And here comes the Mars Blink. Is this the opening for Liquid? Can they take a fight?
He's showing himself bottom right now, so if J-Storm wants to, they can click on him and they'll see that Blink is at the ready. But he TP'd down there, so he's going to have to walk him in if he wants to try to set up.
There is no dire vision around that area, so they can get close before they'll notice him, but they're already going to be down and Undying when this happens. It looks like Soul Rip tries to run away from the Lycan army. The rock gets dropped, connects on 3. Quick kill there, instant buyback from the Undying. They want to take this fight. Mars still waiting in the wings. Blink Dagger on cooldown. He used it to get close. He's going to drop his ultimate. Isolating only Brax, pins him to a tree. But the rest of the team, meanwhile,
Fatal Bond.
dealing with this Lycan who's just chewing through Taiga, forcing him back. Everybody's healthy. They're going to kill off the Tombstone. Undying's going to back away. That was not the Mars initiation they needed.
No, he only went on the tankiest hero on the team, on J-Storm's team, and didn't even get the positioning in a good spot. That was
even if you kill Ogre, that's not worth it.
No, that was a very botched kind of defense there by Liquid. I don't know if they expected J-Storm to be all set up like that, but I mean that was easy for Fear, right? He just dropped the rock, click Fatal Bond, sat in the back, upheaval. He didn't have to really worry too much after that. His team could actually just go to work. Moose setting up a beautiful stun and Laguna Blade onto that Death Prophet.
I mean, to me, that highlights the ease of execution for J-Storm.
Yeah.
Whereas it looks like Liquid need a perfect combo. With the blink. Oh, bottom lane. Gonna find Brax. This could do the trick. Quick kill on the Ogre. That is 500 gold for Taiga. He's gonna be really fat on this Dark Willow.
Yeah, these could be the X factors, right? If they're able to find people that can get in the back line, maybe like with that Blink Dagger 2 on the Mars, if they can get on top of the Warlock, or just use the downtime. Try to play a faster pace. You know Mars ulti, you know Lycan ult was used, you know Warlock ult was used. Kick up the tempo, kick up the pace.
Smoking. They know the Warlock ult's on cooldown, like you said, and they're going to make their move. Taiga,
yeah,
deep behind enemy lines. He is going to get scouted here as he walks up the hill, but a good dodge by him.
Oh!
Nicely done. Stays alive and gets back to safety.
Boxy totally whiffing the spear there.
He's going to get bonked. Do they chase him out? Lena stun follow-up. Rocket Barrage coming through. The Yule Scepter used defensively, but Boxy with his back turn just melts.
And even Insania just dies, and Taiga too.
Oh, no.
The bonds as well as the Ignite just... Oh,
They
man.
don't even need the ultimate from the Warlock.
Devastating mistake there, Liquid. Unable to get the setup there, missing the spear, blinking forward too.
And now they're going to lose Mickey as well. He's doesn't have a TP for 50 seconds.
Brax wants him.
Brax closing in on him, gets the multicast, and he's going to get the kill as well momentarily. Mickey, 4 staff, not to freedom, but back to the fountain. 4 heroes dead. Exorcism blown for that tower mid.
He killed the book as well. Like he literally just chunked himself down super low. I guess he just accepted his fate.
Yeah, take some gold with you.
Yeah, I guess so.
Man, Liquid are looking in all kinds of trouble at this point.
Yeah, all separated here. I mean, you said
It's
it, right?
only a 2k gold deficit. Like on paper, it doesn't look that bad, but just the way the game is developing, they're losing fights when Warlock gold is not up. They have very little map control. Their carry Drow looks incredibly vulnerable.
Lycan has book 3 finished now.
And like the fights are just hard for them.
Yeah.
So I'd be very concerned if I was Liquid right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing into this Lycan Gyrocopter Warlock Ogre. Like, this is a very strong scaling lineup, and you're getting crushed in the fights before they pick up their items. Now they're going to start picking up these items. Now they can even look to start threatening the Roche if they see an opportunity. And now, like you said, they didn't have to use the Rock before. Now it's a level 12 Warlock. So now it's level 2 Rock as well with his maxed other abilities on top.
Making their move towards the pit. They've got a good aggressive ward down. They are going to find this Undying. Insania will stay alive for now. He doesn't have the best soul rip, though.
Uh-oh. Mickey.
He's going to get surrounded. Mickey's like, get me the hell away from this big bad wolf, but 9 just starts chasing him down. They have fear in the back lines. He's going to be there with the slow. The support comes through. The long-range Laguna secures it as the Aether Lens now, and they'll take that fight with ease. 2 more clean kills, and maybe a tower push as well. And the Lycan, these towers are just going to melt.
And we're seeing what we were talking about, is that Lycan versus Drow. When you do have opportunities, that Drow is very dead if you can get even close to her. Boxy didn't have TP available at the start of the fight, so he was not able to join. Now he's coming over.
They don't have the best save for her. Like, they have a good counter initiation for a team fight, but there's, you know, there's no Shadow Demon here or, you know, OD, like a Banish or some sort of, like, Abaddon type save. You have at best a Soul Rip. That's basically it.
Yeah, it's like Soul Rip, or maybe like if you can count like a Terrorize, if he's able to land a big fear and push them away, but that's not like a save. They're not the best.
Taiga's going to try to get the blink up so he can be more reliable in the fights, but Jay Storm, with these aggressive wards, feeling themselves now.
And they've gotten so much space. It's now a full BKB on the Lycan. So you can see how much he wanted to get that BKB to. You tend to see the Aghanims first, but this one, he knows, he's like, I have a backup. You know, I have a Lycan who's incredibly farmed. I can go for this type of safe item for myself.
Another triumph.
So if you're Liquid, it looks a little bleak right now. It's still a winnable game. What's the game plan?
I think they just have to have Boxy in better positions to try to take the fights. Like, if they do want to take the fight, Boxy has to just be there already, and they have to be pretty much set up to go for these counter initiates instantly. They can't be so split up, or they can't like be putting these heroes in the front lines that shouldn't be.
They just scanned and saw him, by the way.
Uh-oh.
And the wolf has found him. He goes for the TP out.
And they just throw the rock. They don't care.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Not Mars's lucky day.
He bops the ult. He's trying to get the blink, but he's starting to get... Oh!
Can he make it out? Can he make it out? Blinks away. J-Storm, though, on the hunt. They've got a Quelling Blade here on 9. He's getting closer. He could smell that Mars. Summons the wolves. The blink in 5.
They see him.
They got him. And they will kill him. Meanwhile, mid lane also getting pushed. Boxy gonna make it take a while, though, as he turns to face them with the Bulwark. Tries to slow things down, and the action breaking out mid. Gyrocopter, though, with the BKB. He's very durable. He can just withstand this punishment.
Safe item choice.
Yeah, Drow BKB is coming. Mickey's has almost got the recipe.
Okay. I mean, they're still definitely getting the farm is the important thing. Like, Drow and Death Prophet, you can see them. They're still up there.
Yeah, Koikfa's actually leader in net worth. That is impressive.
Yeah. Like, they still do have the tools to fight as long as they have the people there.
It's just like you said, having the positioning, and it goes back to your point earlier about the wards. They have 2 deep wards, but oftentimes it's J-Storm playing on their side of the map.
Yeah.
So they haven't really been able to scout these rotations coming, and just some bad luck with that scan earlier. It's only a 3K gold lead, as much as it feels like J-Storm has been dominating this game for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, the power of the drought lineup still able to do its thing, get its farm going. Oh. Did I see that right?
Yeah.
Did he sell it?
Shadow Blade?
No, he kept it. You can't multicast Shadow Blade. Come on, bruh. Okay, interesting. So I guess they're just expecting some kind of split push coming out from Liquid for the next few moments, and he wants to catch the people on the sidelines, or even just to wrap around from the back. I mean, cool. I don't think I've ever seen a Shadow Blade Ogre.
Well, Brax X is going to show you what's up. They're going to find Koikfa here. The Shadow Blade debut. Hey, bet you never saw this one coming, buddy. And he just melts. Jesus. Man.
Howl with Bloodlust is no joke. How fast people start to hit. Everyone's attack speed's just through the roof.
That was like a PA, like triple crit, it felt. So J-Storm straight into the Roche pit. And Liquid just flip pushing. Can they take a fight here? Do they even think about it?
Without Death Prophet, it's very unlikely, and I don't think they want to expend a buyback. Brax is actually just bringing the creeps to the Roche. Address that top lane while also Roshing. Very nice efficiency.
All right, so they get an Aegis. They're going to give it to Moo. 9 closing in on his BKB as well.
Oh, Brax, the sentry's down. The Shadow Blade's not going to work this time. Taiga.
TP.
Oh. Goodbye.
A noble effort. But not enough. But Mickey is not dying. That continues to be the good news. BKB is ready pretty much. There is a lot of physical damage, and Lina is close to an Ags. So this BKB is not a get out of jail free card.
She has the Ags after this creep wave. Oh my god. Yeah, that is that's concerning, and she's very high level. Level 15 already. Getting close to level 18. Relatively close. Definitely a very farmed Lina that will be problematic for a squishy drow.
Well, Boxy is lurking, but Shadowblade Brax creeping in. There are sentries around.
They saw the Shadow Blade now. Brax like, damn it, I've been found out.
Hey, it's the support tax, you know? By the time they kill him, it just sets up the perfect Warlock ult.
Yep.
That's the plan.
He is, well, I don't know how so Shadow, he could have just built something tanky, and then that would have probably been better
Also,
if that's the case.
Also set up the perfect Warlock ult. But this looks cool, you know?
That is very true, and he moves fast.
Attack speed.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he, already has an attack speed spell. I mean, it is a good kind of map control ganker item, and he is their main initiator that's not a really long cooldown. So.
And he's going to get his farm naturally because of the Midas, because he's an ogre, so he can just always Midas and then just Shadow Blade around looking for pickoffs. I don't mind it. I'm sure I think maybe he had better options, but I think he can still definitely do a lot of work with it. As bottom, they're just getting this tower for free.
This is very different from the first Lycan game. I think shows you where picking this hero at the end of the draft feels a lot stronger.
Yeah, you don't get quad counter pick, that's for sure.
Mass AoE, mass stuns, mass catch. Definitely not what Liquid has.
They got a base ward in. They're going to be able to make anything of it. They've gotten both Aghanims delivered at the same time, too. Oh my.
J-Storm hitting a strong timing here. There is a Mars Arena available. Along with that, Terrorize smoked up right now, gets the spear to start, pings Moo to his buildings. Boxy, though, not getting off his ultimate. He's getting controlled. He's going to go down here. He pops the BKB. They soul rip him up, keep him alive, force them back on their heels as Mickey stays in the rear side of the fight. The Arena Blood deploy really does nothing whatsoever except just keep J-Storm back a bit. As 9 charges in, he's just going to get blown up. They lose their Lycan. Very bold, ballsy play from him. It's going to cost him his life. Quick foot force back. He'll go down, though. Death Prophet ult is available, but the buildings are in shambles. J-Storm just muscling down the base, smacking down the Drow Ranger. Though the Lycan Wolf has died, the hero army lives on as these creeps continue to do work. Bringing the Dark Willow very dangerously low. Ogre gonna tank one for the team, gets off the Midas. the crucial things before dying. A full lane caved in.
But they get everybody else out, and that was the Exorcism, and 3 buybacks popped by Liquid to just push them away. And that's Exorcism pretty much wasted now at this point.
The speed with which J Storm can just destroy your entire base is rather astonishing and terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, you just look at the damage dealt, and it's not one hero doing all the damage either on the side of J Storm. It's everybody's dealing the same amount because Fatal Bonds is absurd, and it does a lot of damage. And then on top of that, with your Gyrocopter dishing out, yeah, everyone's just getting ticked down, and just all these ignites and fire blasts like everywhere. You just see all of Liquid's very low very quickly. Boxy has to kind of panic ult, hoping to catch 9 in it, but doesn't actually end up getting him. He had a BKB anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But then 9 also kind of just ran in and died. That one was a little bit weird.
Well,
but those flaks.
One lane down. Yeah, it's the Fatal Bonds combo, like you said. Probably Warlock's most important spell at this point. You know, even more than the Offering.
Yeah, the Offering is just like a little bit of a mini stun for them to get positioning. And, yeah. And Lina and Moose in the backlines too is just throwing out spells. He had the perfect positioning to get the Laguna onto the Death Prophet, and it's about to be level 18 on the Lina now too. So these 2 squishies, even though they have like 2,000 health, they're still fairly squishy versus a level 18 Laguna that's going to be coming out any moment.
Yeah, that's half of the Drow's health. Little less than half of the, more like a third of the DPs.
Yeah.
They're going to start losing map control. 9 taking the top shrine. Liquid. A little bit out of the base here, and J Storm are hunting the lumbering, sneaky ogre with his Shadow Blade. He's picked up a Vlad's now, so more auras, more push. For a team that already has a lot, they're going to clear up this wave and then head straight into top lane. Backing off now, getting positioning for these bounty runes. And there's the Lina tome, so 18 is here.
Jeez. Yeah.
She's about to get a Shadow Blade of her own.
Yeah, Shadow Blade of her own, 18. Soon, I mean, well, not soon 20, but relatively soon, like 19 and a half. So that 14% spell amp that comes out too, that makes it even more threatening. But we'll see if Liquid
here's a scan
can get themselves a successful smoke here in this game.
And here's a smoke. Liquid going for the big wrap around.
Can Boxy
get the high ground initiation off? This could be huge for Liquid. It's like the perfect position to let them creep up the hill. The Lina is dancing back and forth, and they're going to jump in. Quickly try to assassinate her. They throw out the brambles, but she's not dropping fast enough, and now the Warlock ult comes out. Immediately 9 charging in. The Frost Arrows coming through from Mickey, but Lycan just jumping right onto him. Trying to bring Mickey down. They drop the Arena of Blood. The Wolf just runs away. Insania caught in the rear. Boxy hunting. Boxy unable to kill 9 off. They do cage him with Taiga. Gets the kill, but they've lost 3 for that. And J Storm now lobbing out the tips, feeling themselves as they strut onto high ground, looking for their second lane, possibly the GG.
Their duo core just is too strong now at this point. The Lycan made the space, did so much work for Moo to have this crazy amount of farm now at this point, and he eviscerated them in the backlines. They had to put so much attention to kill one target that the Gyro is able to do so much, and now Boxy just throws his life away trying to defend the little bits of their base.
Well, J Storm guaranteed top 6 here.
Yeah.
At MDL Chengdu, not something many people saw coming. A lot of people didn't even think they would get to the major in the first place. But here they are. That's Megas. Lots of all chat and only a Drow to defend against the world. So Liquid dropped to the lower bracket.
Yeah, definitely looks like J Storm for this one. They had a really good draft in mind. It all worked out perfectly. Their movements as well after that second game. Looks like they got kind of like revitalized after they got like those kills early on in that previous game, and then now everything just starts to be rolling in their favor. They just have great control. Even in this game, they didn't really have a lot of wards down. It was just that mid-fight that kind of snowballed everything into action.
For me, a series that really highlights how important the draft is. Like, game 1 just looked almost unwinnable from the draft unless they had a perfect start. You know, this game, I wouldn't say it's unwinnable for Liquid, but just shows like the uphill battle they face if they don't hit the perfect combo.
Yeah, and they got the lane setup that they wanted too. Like we look at that, like you look at that win probability and the way that the lanes actually played out. Liquid got the lanes that they wanted. They got the Boxy mid versus the Lycan. They got the Death Prophet having a great start versus Gyrocopter. It all just fell apart after those 2 fights happened.
Well, They'll fight on here. It's the major, and technically it ain't over until the throne drops. But J-Storm can sit back, get this Assault Cuirass up on the Lycan, get towards their Warlock Aghanim Scepter, Satanic complete on the Gyro, take the next Roche, and then they should be able to just A-click the enemy throne.
Yeah, I think they could just go. I think just go into, if they want to, go for the Roche, or you could just go. I think they're just way too strong, but they're going to go for the Roche. It's the safest play.
Games have been thrown in more ridiculous ways before, so
Very true.
I cannot fault them for playing it safe here.
I mean, how many mega creep comebacks did we have at TI alone this year? 11 or something, or 8 or something? I don't know. Something very high.
Too many. Or maybe not enough,
Maybe not.
depending on your point of view.
I know I casted at least like 4 or 5 of those mega creep comebacks, so
All right.
they were thrilling.
Well, as an expert, is this a mega creep comeback, Giannis?
No, I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. I don't think they. I was gonna mention it during like some of the fights as well. I feel like they just lack AOE damage, even though they have like a death prophet. It feels single target for me on the side of Liquid.
They have a Drow Ags now, but it's too little, too late.
Yeah.
You're up against the AC, I believe, completed on 9. No, not yet. Okay, so don't have that extra armor, but already very, very tanky draft. They start to move in, closing as a flurry of ignites and stuns begin to descend on them. Brax pick up the Lotus Orb, even more difficult to bring down.
They just back up, wait for Tombstone. They know Tombstone was dropped. Wait 20 seconds, come back in.
Omi Missile coming in as well.
Ignite,
siege
literally on
engine
everybody.
ogre.
All 5 heroes getting hit by that ignite.
Yikes.
And
Man, look at Miggy just trying to damage Brax. That is a tough hero to bring down. Now he's maybe overextended a bit. But in comes the Gyrocopter. They pushed him into the throne. Can they possibly kill him off? He's got Aegis. He's got Satanic. He's got BKB. They'll have to do that 2 or 3 more times. Koikfa in all kinds of trouble now. Completely surrounded. Evaporated by Moose. And now the Arena of Blood. It's a good one, but there's just no follow-up damage. As Moo runs right behind it, starts cleaning up, getting to the back of that Mars, trying to finish him off. Fear will fall, but that looks to be it for him. They don't have a Death Prophet ultimate for a full minute. They don't have a Mars, and they don't have a game. GG. J-Storm taken 2-1.
Ooh, a couple rotations that didn't end up working out for Boxy, and then J-Storm, I feel like, just snowballed crazily out of this game. Just that one team fight mid, they got this like triple quad kill. Seems to happen 2 or 3 more times after that one, and Liquid just seemed to have run out of steam pretty quickly in that one.
And they're drafting very meta compared to a lot of the other teams at this tournament.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they match up. They'll be facing TNC next, I believe.
Yes,
So
that
that's
should be a pretty tough fight.
I think they're going to be, not favored, but doesn't mean that they couldn't pull it out.
Yeah, I mean, they have, right, they know each other, right? March, Fear, Jimmy, like these guys, like all these friends, everybody known each other for like 14 years. Maybe they have a little bit of info going into games.
Are we calling TNC an NA team now?
March is NA. March has always been NA for us.
But is that enough to make TNC NA?
No, they're not.
I would
NA.
say
no. And no, TNC's not NA.
All right, well, congratulations to J-Storm. They take it, and to break it down and get you guys ready for the BO1 knockout matches, it's over to our panel.
Yes, we had our second reverse sweep just now indeed, with Liquid not able to make a comeback in Game 3. No mega creep comeback, but let's talk about that game because it started out very even, very exciting, exactly the way we promised it would, but it kind of got out of control for Liquid.
Just a little bit. Yeah,
Top 6 bit.
I guess sending Lycan mid was the right idea. I don't know if sending Boxy mid was the right idea, though. They ended up sending the Mars in response to a Lycan, put the Death Prophet in a side lane instead. I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't think the lanes went fine for Liquid, though. Like, that's not where they lost the game, I would say.
Yeah. No, it was fairly even. Like, 15 minutes in, it was still like, could go either way, or at least that's what it felt like.
It's just I saw many an opportunity where a early exorcism is used to great fruition, whereas I saw Mars, there was often times where he was just standing like near the river and he's like, do I gank bot or do I go back mid or what do I do here?
Yeah, not a hero that roams around
Right,
or
exactly. It's not like you hit level 6
moves.
and you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to go to the side lane. It was convenient at one point whenever Lycan had also rotated that he went down as the Mars to the bot lane as well. but it's not the same objective-taking, timing-based movements that a Death Prophet brings.
Yeah. No. So I think ultimately as well, like Liquid Strav just didn't feel like they were just missing something. The carry draft, one thing has been very lackluster this tournament. I'm not impressed by it. I think it's overrated. This Dark Willow Mars combo also, it's like nice. There's some obvious synergy, but it's out of meta for a reason, I guess. It didn't feel particularly potent in this game.
Unlike the Warlock Gyro, which is out of meta for clearly a bad reason.
Look, no, it
'cause
worked out.
One of those two heroes is at least like top tier meta hero.
Okay,
Like, Gyro
whereas
is
Willow
being-
and Mars are both like...
Yeah, you're picking two kind of iffy heroes.
Okay.
And
They were good during TI.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's been Liquid's issues for the past 2 tournaments. Is They've
Yeah.
been picking what's good at TI and maybe not what's good in 7.22H.
No, don't sell them short. They picked good during the group stage.
Yeah, they did. Mainly, they were leaning heavily on Insania Undying,
Yes.
which they went for again this game, as opposed to the Ancient Apparition, which they had picked in their first 2 games this series.
And we did see in the win probability, Liquid did have the upper hand for a little bit there that game.
Okay.
The thing that they lacked most, which we also saw on the post-game screen, was the damage.
Yes.
They didn't... The thing is, if you have this team fight wombo combo, you gotta, like, basically that's what they go for, right? So you gotta have the Mars be the one to initiate. But he doesn't really want to do that. He rather wants to react to someone else initiate, because someone has to jump everybody or get jumped by everybody, and then you go in. And they didn't really have that, so they only fought on J-Storm's terms. Well, and that's already not good, because J-Storm didn't really want to fight. They wanted to push.
It was a game where every single team fight, like the damage I think was theoretically meant to come from Drow Ranger, but every fight it's like Drow just kind of has to run away from Lycan. When Drow strats were like all the rage, every team was doing them every single game. Lycan was considered one of the best counters in the game against Drow. It was like this niche kind of counter pick that you would do just because you shapeshift and you just run at the Drow, summon your Necro books, put them on her, and she can't do anything. She just has to run away. So J-Storm used that. They had the last pick of the draft, and they used it really well. It was a much better Lycan game. Game 1, it looked like a terrible hero. This game, it looked like a fantastic pick.
Yeah, you said before the game, like, this is the game where you're going to test out, is Lycan a hero? Is he not a hero? He's a hero. Are we going to see him more often, other than last pick, though? Because we did see him first pick in the first game.
Drow Ranger, I think so.
Yeah.
For the reasons he cited. Same reason why we see Phantom Lancer against the Drow Ranger as well. Not a particularly popular hero, but a good pick against this hero who, like LD said, is seeming to emerge as the favorite carry of the tournament, but maybe not the most powerful carry of the tournament.
That's the Drow?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say
I
like the
feel
most powerful carry is probably like Void.
Sure. Oh, yeah. I think we're going to start seeing less and less Drow, personally. It just feels the times it's gone through. I have not been impressed by Drow at all.
There were some Drows that won during group stage. I think there was a Drow Huskar that won at some point.
There's a Drow Huskar that won. That
but then
was
it ended
Liquid,
up
actually.
winning late game.
Yeah.
Even though it was one of those games. Was it one of the ones versus EG?
No, it was versus Unknown. Was that who Liquid played first? It was whoever Liquid's first opponent was.
Liquid wasn't in Unknown's group. It was Aster or Droid.
Then it was Aster. It was Quake for Huskar, and I think...
Oh, yeah, I see,
Okay.
yeah.
I know Alliance picked 1 or 2 Drows as well for Nico Baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I want to say they at least won one of those games.
Yeah.
But even the games where it's winning, I'm not blown away by what the hero brings to the table.
How do you feel about the one position Night Stalker that we've seen a great deal
Oh,
of?
it's fantastic.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then
But how much can we really judge Drow based on her performance? Because she also helps everybody else.
It's true.
yeah, which is also why I think Willow was picked this game, is that, if we go late, Willow Ags would be fantastic with
Sure.
Drow Ranger.
But you gotta go late though, and then you're already banking on being behind. I
Yeah.
think. It was a tough game for Liquid. We are very close to closing the upper bracket for today. We are also still waiting for an interview that we hopefully can get you guys very
we get
soon.
content?
There might be.
Oh.
Maybe. We like to keep people on their toes.
Alright.
You never know what's
I never
coming.
know. They tell me, and I still don't know.
We're kind of far away from the tournament, so we're hoping that interview arrives here in LA.
I mean, there's a lot of distance to be
Yeah.
crossed there by the data, the
A
pixels,
series
whatever.
of tubes.
So how many teams are still in the winner bracket?
Well, We still have 4 playing in the first round tomorrow,
Yep.
and 2 make it 3,
So
so
six.
6.
And how many of those teams are from North America?
Oh, yeah.
What-
Wow.
percentage?
I think
6.
What if I was to flip a coin?
You know what?
Ah.
I am
How
just-
often would I hit an NA team if I flipped a coin?
I am just gonna let you guys have this one because it doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't. Let us have it. Please,
Yes.
Cheever, let us have it.
Yeah.
3 NA teams, J-Storm, possibly making their way into TI-10 right before our eyes.
Oh, and
Wouldn't that
it
be
really
something?
doesn't happen very often because both European teams actually lost today.
Oh, yeah.
Normally,
That's true.
Normally, every tournament is like 3 out of the top 4 is Europe. It's like Secret, Liquid, OG, or whatever. 3 out of the top 4.
Yeah, guys, it's time. Let's hear it from the winning team.
Happy after the last pick. Yeah, what are you discuss about when you feel so happy? Why you feel so happy?
I think we're just happy to be here. We're trying to enjoy our time here. And, you know, sometimes you get that last pick that you just really want or you just think it's good for the game. And we went with it. We went with confidence and we just played our best.
所以他说最后一场比赛他笑得开心的原因是因为他非常的享受这一场比赛，然后他选到了他想选的英雄在最后的1手，所以他觉得他们非常有信心可以赢。
那也看得出来，整个这次我们的状态非常的好，感觉一起在开心的打DOTA。不过呢，下一轮即将要面对的是 TNC， 当然我们都觉得 TNC 是一个非常强大的对手。想问一下他们现在怎么看待 TNC 这支队伍？
So next up, you will be facing TNC Predator. How do you think about this team? Do you think it's really hard to fight against them?
I think they're really strong. They won the last ESL. I'll be facing my previous captain, March, the Mercedes-Benz MVP winner. So I'm really hyped, and you know they're a very good team. Respect him a lot, respect that team a lot, and we're gonna prep the best we can.
他说他会尽力做到最好，因为他觉得 TNC 非常的强，然后他赢下了上一个的 ESL One， 然后他说他下一轮会面对他的老队友。
虽然我们这次没有 MVP 的车，但是我们这次是有 MVP 的，也希望 Fear 能够继续加油，这次把 MVP 捧回去。那我们2个问题就到这里了，也希望你们好好休息，接下来比赛也好好表现。
How can you achieve a good result in this game?
What was that?
How can you achieve a good result at this game?
Oh, same as any game. I'm just gonna do good prep, come in with confidence, and just play the best Dota that we can, and try to enjoy our time here. Have fun.
他说他会尽力打到最好。
那也是感谢 Fear 接受我们的采访。那我们大家稍微休息一下，接下来还是4个败者组 BOE 的比赛，稍后回来。
Thank you for taking our interview.
Was that a toothpaste commercial?
Where's our
just
toothpaste
miss a
sponsor?
Toothpaste commercial.
After our dinner, I feel like I need to brush my teeth a bit. Still got some chicken wings in there.
I mean, the lemon
Yeah.
pepper wings are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, wise words from Fear. He's happy to. He seems mostly happy to play and happy to be here.
Yeah.
Fear is, of course, someone who has done a lot of media training, a lot of interviews, so he's always pretty
Polished.
polished.
Won't say the wrong thing.
No. But he
No.
also doesn't say anything controversial. It's like, oh, we respect
Yeah.
TNC. We're gonna
Yeah.
do our best. We're gonna try it.
Good
Sure, but that's
team,
not what we
etc.
want to hear, Fear.
Yeah, yeah.
We want to know how you're gonna crush him. Are they gonna crush him?
No.
You guys, you know, I was the first group stage day. I was watching one of the EG series with 2 EG fans,
Okay.
and they were doing okay. I think they were playing Adroid,
Yeah.
and EG ended up winning, but it was very rough, and it was like these 2, rather than cheering for when their team doing well, they were like sighing and laughing when they were doing bad. It's like, oh, I knew this. Oh, why did I do this? It's like, what is this? It's such a weird way of watching Dota that you're not like, you're expecting your team that you want to win to not win or to throw. And you guys are doing the same. Like, is J-Storm gonna win? Nah.
Well, I think the fans of those teams are trying to like lower their expectations so that even if they do win, like, oh man, this is fantastic. This is
Yeah.
years of being like a Navi fan or Alliance fan or something like that.
But you
Those
gotta be
people are
happy when
honed.
they win rather than relieved.
But I think
Sure.
for EG especially, for all their consistent top 3, top 4 finishes, I mean, third place memes,
Yeah.
they haven't won tournaments over the last year or
Yeah.
two.
No,
where
but
they
that's
actually
still
don't have
very
champion-
much better than a lot of
Oh,
other teams.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's it. Yeah, EG fans have it good. You
Yeah.
know, their team is almost always playing on the last day or two of
And
a
they're
tournament.
actually playing at the tournaments. You know, there's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yes.
people whose teams
Yes,
don't
true.
make it.
Yes, you know, Navi not at the major or minor.
Yeah.
It's, you know, been a rocky few years for them, for Alliance fans sometimes.
Yeah.
But, you know, some of these, you want, at the same time, if you're getting 3rd, 4th place every time, it's like, when are we going to finally win a championship? And
Which is not how I look at J-Storm. I look at J-Storm top 6
Okay.
at a major, I'm like, dude,
if you're a J-Storm fan,
you
you're
should
like,
be thrilled right now.
I mean,
Yeah.
they top 6 is really good. I think we already agreed it was like 900 points or something
Yeah.
already. I think I wrote down what the lowest amount of points was last year. What did
Oh.
Keen Gaming have? How many points did you think they
Oh,
had
right.
to make it to the major?
Well, they also changed the
got-
point distribution this year, too, because lower
Yes.
places
Oh,
get points this time now.
you get
Yes.
points for qualifiers.
Yeah,
and you get points for qualifiers
Right.
as
But,
well.
they got top 6 at a major as well, because they got top 6 at MDL. No,
Mhm.
the Starlight major last
How
year.
many points do you think they had?
Like 1,100.
I think it was sub 1,000.
1,140. You're
Oh,
very
wow.
close. But you know, 900, and you're so close already. You
Yeah.
only need to participate in a couple of qualifiers,
Yeah.
minors. You don't
And
even have to make it to majors. You
the-
can make it in minors.
They're playing in an A. They'll qualify for some events. You know, it's like
Yeah.
there's some,
You're
you
bound
get some
to.
freebie slots.
Yeah, but that's crazy. So that means that already they're doing so well that they're
Yep.
almost. I mean, I wouldn't say locked because we don't know how the rest of the season's going to play out.
Yeah,
But
sure.
still, there are some teams who wish they were in the position of J-Storm right now, and they're all in the lower bracket. We've got 8 teams, and 4 of them are going to go home. That's right, best of 1 eliminations after the break.